Hello everyone, this is Siddesh, and today with us we have Sagar Kochhar, the co-founder and CEO EatSure Rebel Food. Hello Sagar sir, welcome to AdGalley.
Hi Siddesh, thanks a lot for giving us this opportunity and platform to interact with
Yeah,
your viewers.
I'm glad to have you. So my first question would be for you is that whenever we something see something of this sort, something new, there is generally the demand for such kind of things in market. So what were the demands and opportunities and the trends that you saw that made you realize, okay, this is something that we need to do?
Sure, Siddesh. Siddesh, if you look at across the industries, right? If you look at whether you look at the e-commerce industry for the matter, the way it came in and disrupted the conventional, traditional brick and mortar business, or for the matter, if you look at the content play, where the OTTs of the world have redefined how content is being consumed, and the list goes on. If you look at the restaurant industry for the matter, which is almost a century-old industry, uh, how a QSR chain, like say today the McDonald's of the world, which happens to be the largest, the underlying tenet of all these disruptions has been convenience.
Hmm.
A convenience that consumer experiences the moment a new platform or a new player brings in an offering around that, automatically the disruption is bound to happen.
Hmm.
And as I was explaining you, right, in F&B, when the QSRs of the world came in, they added this great flavor of convenience, wherein you don't have to now wait for half an hour for you to get your food being served, but in maybe few minutes you are being served that food. Or going to the next level, wherein how food delivery started growing
Hmm.
massively, and in line with that, if you look at the quick commerce or the quick food delivery segment, just to think of it, it's the same tenant which is going to really dial up the convenience aspect when it
Hmm.
comes to consuming great food, great brands in delivery.
Hmm.
So that is the underlying reason why we believe that the quick food delivery is, or the quick commerce for the matter, is the new reality.
Hmm.
Uh, it is already, we all as users have experienced how it is shaping up the entire e-commerce bit, and we firmly believe that a similar thing is bound to happen even in food delivery.
Okay, quite understood. So Quickies has this tagline of 15 minutes delivery or free. Okay, so could you just give us what was your thought process or inspiration behind this kind of things?
Sure. So then, just to take a step back, as to why and how cookies was seeded, and then I'll come to the promise. At Rebel Foods, our journey of more than a decade now, right from the time when we pioneered the cloud kitchen model to 2016 when we actually brought in the multi-brand play, to the year 2019 when we realized that what we have built is not just these brands like Fasos, Behiru's Biryani, Amsturi Pizza, Sweet Fruit, but actually an operating system which has the power of bringing some great loved local gems and global gems to the customer. What I mean by operating system is this amalgamation of these three elements. The number one is the culinary expertise, the expertise that helps you to identify a great recipe and then scale it up consistently. The second is the entire play, right from consumer to the kitchens to the back end to the making of food. Uh, tech is involved in each and every bit of it. And the third element happens to be this supply chain, which connects the entire network virtually like a pipe. Right? These three components come together and they make Rebel operating system. The operating system is so powerful that not just our own brands, but even as I was mentioning, some local gems, national gems, or global brands. Like in 2019, we wanted to enter burgers as a category. We realized that instead of building our own brand from the scratch, there is a brand like Wendy's, which happens to be the second largest US burger brand, which was trying to get into the country since 2016, and they were going through the similar challenge that exists in the physical world. And we partnered with them and we onboarded them onto the network in a matter of about a year and a half, 2 years. We scaled them up across to 200 plus locations, right? And we now today are the master franchisee owners for Wendy's. And likewise, whether it was about scaling up natural ice cream or a smooth chocolates or a mad over donut, and a list of brands go on. So that's the and that's why we don't say that we just, while obviously we are a portfolio of brands at Rebel Foods, but fundamentally what we are the world's largest internet restaurant platform,
Hmm.
right? And now coming on to why quickies. So in the year 2021-22, after the fact that we had enabled across on this Rebel operating system, we enabled almost more than 40, 45 plus brands across 400 plus locations in the country, across 70, 75 plus cities, right? So, I mean, we had a play of more than 5,000 restaurants. We believed that now that we have brought in some great content in different food categories missions, we had this great ability to also build a distribution play. And that's where we launched the distribution platform of ours, which is called EatSure. We do not want to position it yet another food delivery app, but we called it that. So while a food delivery app, which are there are multiple aggregators that have been in the country, there are few, two or three of them which are now operating. While their prime focus is logistics, right, to pick up a product from point A and deliver at point B. But in our case, with the platform play like EatSure and the fact that we control the full stack, we believe that we had an opportunity to go beyond and solve for a lot of broken experiences. Like being a food court, one of the key things, number one, being EatSure, we said one of the key tenets of the platform would be transparency and assurance. We would only serve food which we know is coming from HACCP certified kitchen. HACCP happens to be the world class standard in Indian market when it comes to quality, safety, assurance. So whatever the EatSure as a platform will serve food will only come from these HACCP certified kitchens, the most trusted kitchens, or and likewise the most certified brands. And then also solve for some broken experiences. Like for example, if few of us want to place an order, we and somebody might want to have a burger, somebody might want to have a pizza. We might end up placing multiple orders, which will reach us at different point in time. So with the EatSure food court, what we the proposition that we brought up was to say that we will bring to you multiple trusted restaurants in one single order, right, and deliver to you without having to go through all this entire experience of different deliveries, different delivery fees, all of that. And so that is how we started building the D2C play, and we saw some great traction with more than 10 million app downloads, 4.4 plus rated app, great retention, great product market fit. Comes this very year 2024, wherein we realized that now quick commerce happens to be a great opportunity, and we believe that given the fact that we control the full stack, we had already the power of our reach, scale, distribution with each show. We are really well placed to actually activate this entire proposition of cookies. When you think about quick commerce specifically and quick food delivery more in specific, to win this entire opportunity, one has to be a full stack player, right? If you look at whichever operators which have started to get into this play without naming competition, you would see the ones which are really showing up, really, to have some good traction. They are controlling the end-to-end experience, right from sourcing to making of food to actually delivering it. Because in this game, if you try doing it by aggregation route, the challenge would be that you're tapping into the same infra of the restaurant industry, where that infra is also optimized for giving out a dining experience to users, giving out a regular delivery experience to users, and now you're piling up your quick play also on top of that. So it would really not be optimized only for doing a quick delivery, right? So that's the basic, I would say one of the key aspects for someone to win this quick food delivery segment, and which is where we realize with EatSure and with the entire full stack play at Rebel OS that we have this opportunity to control the full stack and bring this offering to the customer, keeping completely the quick food delivery in the center. That's number one. Point number two, or the insight number two that we came up, was an interesting insight that to say that if you ask the consumer that okay, you want a burger, would they want any XYZ burger or would they want a Wendy's burger? Would want something quick, but would you want to compromise on taste, quality, or would you want to even risk that? Maybe the product is good, but do you want to risk that 200 rupees, 300 rupees of yours to try something which does not come with the hallmark of assurance, taste, quality? And that's a great opportunity, right? Wherein if you could deliver great dishes, great curation, coming from great loved brands, trusted brands, from possibly the most trusted ecosystem of running the kitchen operations in a quick way, we believe that is going to be a game changer. And that's where we launched Quickies, which is where we are positioning it to not just deliver any food, but actually foodgasm, because that's the epitome of delivering great quality loved dishes and brands with a promise of 15 minutes. Otherwise, the food is completely free. So sorry for a long answer for your short question, but I just wanted to not just touch on one aspect, but give you the entire origin of it.
So, whenever we see something this sort of coming new to the market and just creating a new market, there is some sort of infrastructure or technology which is involved in this sort of thing. So, could
True.
you just shed some light on the infrastructure and technology which was developed for this or was used for this?
Right, Siddesh. So, Siddesh, again, I mean, again, the fact that I've already explained you the entire play of how it's going to happen. In our case, number one, what we need to understand is quick food delivery or quick commerce for the matter is a full stack play.
Hmm.
At Rebel Food, the way I explained you the operating system that we are already doing it. We have been rather not just doing it, we have been honing it. And I'm completely open to say that we may not have still perfected it, but we are
Hmm.
definitely have come some distance over the last decade of our existence,
Hmm.
right? So the full stack play is already there.
Hmm.
But in terms of tech infra, definitely there are some amount of intervention and upgrades that we require. For example, today, and also this entire debate that right that the food would be made long time back and
Hmm.
all those apprehensions around it, right? Let me also maybe attack that bit because we're talking about the investments and the tech bit or the infra bit in it. So the way that food is being made in kitchens like ours, right, is the fact that we use a lot of data, a lot of intelligence when it comes to how do we prep our kitchens. Like if I tell you, okay, you have to plan to ship, say, 10 burgers at 5:05 p.m.
Hmm.
And you are a new operator, it would be a difficult task.
Hmm.
But if I tell you that, okay, your ecosystem today already delivers more than 25,000 burgers in a day, right? Our network makes more than 10,000 kilos of freshly given dum biryani at different. I mean, you know biryani, right? Biryanis are not made to order, right? Like even at our homes, how do we do it? We make it in batches, right? If there is
Hmm.
a guest, the guests that are coming in, you would for a party at 9, 10. You would possibly start the prep at 6. You would give it proper dum, slowly cook it, and you possibly will be ready by 8. And when the customer comes, you serve it to them from that batch of biryani, right? So and different products require different form of approach, right? So but the fact that we have so much data which we are right now because we're already churning out so much of quantity out there,
Hmm.
so a lot of this thing is already there in place for us. Upgrades like to say that okay, at in the evening hour we would require higher prep or higher readiness for churning out more burgers than biryani. In the night we would require more biryani. In the morning we would require more breakfast item. How many items in which kitchen do we need to start preparing on time so that it is made freshly? So a lot of, I would say, a lot of data synthesis that happens in the back end using the artificial intelligence or analytical models that we have, a good amount of forecasting models that we have.
Hmm.
So that was one part of a new sort of intervention that we had to do. The second was also in terms of our workflows, right? I mean, we had to obviously the kitchen that is right now there is certainly geared up to deliver food on demand, which is
Hmm.
to the level of 30-35 minutes. But then you do require to make the 15 minutes happen. You do require some more equipment, smart, intelligent, IoT-enabled kind of equipments to be brought into your kitchen, which can possibly and also carve out your design workflows and stations in a way that the products can be shipped out at a much faster pace,
Hmm.
right? And it's not interfering with your current flow. So there were some sort of those interventions that were done on the tech side, on the analytical side, and on the equipment side and the workflow front, which possibly enabled us to make this happen.
So consumers generally have this mindset when they get something as easy or something at ease or in their comfort zone, they always think of the cost effectiveness or the sustainability. So how are you managing to give out the same cost effectiveness sustainability while maintaining the food safety and transparency?
Sudesh, I mean, so the core tenet of our existence has been trust and assurance,
Hmm.
right? The unsaid rule that is being followed at Rebel is that we will only serve food to customers that we can serve to our own kids and family members,
Hmm.
right? I have a 11 years old daughter. I mean, she's the biggest brand loyalist, I would say, of all Rebel brands. And she would also come back and say that this product is not up to the mark, and we'll work a lot backward from the customer, and that is what we fundamentally do, right? Last 12, 13 years, that's what we have been doing.
Hmm.
So at the core of it, I mean, quality bit on the food and all. I mean, if you look at all our brands, they're the best rated brands in every category. So that's the, that's never even going to be a possibility to talk about that. Are we going to compromise on the quality bit of the food? Obviously, that's never going to happen. In terms of the trust and the assurance bit, I already told you today, like all our kitchens in India, we have about 360, 370 kitchens, right? They're all HACCP certified, which are a third party government, validation that happens. Like you would know, FSSAI certification is there, that happens in the F&B snack category. Likewise, we have this certification that happens in the actual premise, where there are audits and validations done by different agencies, and they then certify and give you a validation that your kitchen is up to the mark. And it's a massive, in-depth technical quality check that happens in there. The moment I don't have to explain you beyond that to say that we are already HACCP certified, and that's the reality. So these are all trusted restaurants where the food. I mean, even the QMT, the cookies food that is going to be prepared is going to be prepared in these premises. So the trust is given, the assurance is given, and also the fact that, as I said, the brands that are going to give out all these products are category leading brands, and their core tenets, core existence has always been about being the most trusted and most loved. So in our hands, quality, I mean, that's our strength, and that's not a risk for us because that's the power we want to play down, right? Versus some other competitor who might come in, will try to establish the brand equity, integrity, trust, assurance. We have been doing that for over a decade, and that's our strength, or our core USP.
Yes. So in food delivery sector, what I can understood is consumer experience is rated as the highest. If consumer likes it, consumer enjoys it, they are gonna come back and again and again. So are there any partnership like Wendy's that you did in the future that are in pipeline that we can expect as a consumer?
Yeah, very much, Siddesh. So that's a great question. So if you look at what is Rebel Foods' mission, right? Our mission
Hmm.
happens to be to keep on strengthening the platform to bring the highest quality, most loved brands
Hmm.
in every category, in every neighborhood for the customer.
Hmm.
That is the North Star for us, right? Whatever we do at Rebel is working backward from that. So that's how Wendy's happened. That's how when we were thinking about this indulgence, chocolate as a category kind of space, we acquired a brand Smooth called Smooth, which is
Hmm.
the country's most loved, most it's a coveted chocolate brand, luxury space, right? So that's a brand today that we own. Or for the matter, a lot of other brands with whom we are partnering in the network. Today we have the MOD donuts that exist on the network. We have a natural ice cream, which is one of the best rated ice cream brands. And when it comes to the cookies proposition, there are some very interesting closure that we are doing with a lot of these brands. Again, you are very right to say that it will all be working customer backwards to say that this is what consumers crave,
Hmm.
right? I wouldn't want to again start building a new offering, like say if it's ice cream tomorrow.
Hmm.
I wouldn't want to again start building ice cream as a product and then try to build a brand on top of that. That will take its own decade time. I would rather get the most sought after product or the brand and then plug it into the network.
Hmm.
So that's been the approach, and very soon you will hear some very interesting names going out there. And a lot of them we are almost in the final stages, which will be scaling up in the network.
Okay. So my last question for the day would be looking ahead. What is the quickest long-term version? Like you have just launched it. We have learned there will be few partnership. Apart from that, what can we expect and what is there in the pipeline as a long-term vision?
So there, see again, the long-term vision for us is the same mission statement I talked about, right? That working backward from customer, we will keep on strengthening our platform to bring the highest quality, most loved brands in every category, in every neighborhood. We believe with cookies kind of proposition, which is a very again on the while brands, it's one is the brand play and the other is a distribution play. We strongly believe with cookies we have a great right to win, wherein we can actually not just bring in those brands to customers in different neighborhood, but get them delivered in 15 minutes. And obviously, we know the promise. If we don't do that, we would give it for free, and we have that confidence because we have seen the operational excellence that we had been piloting for last 3 months, right? So the more we are able to do that, we will have more customer access, we will have more insights, and we'll keep on that kind of becomes a flywheel, right? By serving great brands to customers, basically get more brand love, increase their frequency, acquire more users. More set of users give us more insights as to what is it that they want more. We bring more such category content brands onto the network, and it kind of becomes the flywheel effect, which is what we are looking forward to with this entire play. So yeah, that's how we look at, how this play should ideally pan out for us. But again, a lot depends on how well do we execute, and obviously the onus is on us. And to the viewers, I would just want to request that, please do give us a try. It's the world's first kind of its kind platform with the first of its kind guarantee that anybody will claim. And also it comes with a lot of work that has gone in the back end when it comes to getting some great brands, most of the products delivered to them, with this promise of 15 minutes of free.
So I guess that will be it from my side. Thank you so much for giving your time.
Sure. Thanks, Siddhesh.